Hello everybody, welcome back to the Kerbal Space Program. My name is Chris and today we are doing the Easter Egg Hunter Episode 4. Alright, so today we have many things to do. So the most important thing is we'll be checking out Duna and all the Easter eggs on Duna. And let me tell you, the Easter eggs on Duna are unique. And that's what I like, unique Easter eggs. Well done to the KSP team for that. And we will also be checking out Ike, the moon around Duna. There's some bad news, very bad news. I'll get to that soon enough. But our main goals actually at the start of this episode is to destroy the carrier ship that we have, also known as the USS Explorer. And you may be wondering, Heretic, why do you want to destroy it? Well, I will explain it. I did mention last episode that we would have to refill the carrier ship with fuel and landers because we used up quite a lot of that. Both things, fuel and landers, just having to go to the moon. But I decided instead of having to refill it, why not destroy it and then launch a brand new carrier ship with all those things in it. Now granted, I would have to refuel the carrier ship once it gets into space, into orbit around Kerbin. But nevertheless, it would be more quicker to just launch from the beginning, and that's what we are doing. But at the moment, I'm pretty much developing some missiles, because of course we need to destroy the carrier ship around the moon. And well, this is the design that I've used. Pretty basic. We're just using a few solid fuel boosters. I did end up changing the fuel boosters. As you can see, we're using the larger solid fuel boosters at the moment. I decided to use the small ones when it came time to actually destroying the carrier ship. And if you're wondering, if you have a look at the solid fuel boosters, you'd notice that the thrust, the exhaust was colored differently. That's because I was using a mod. I think it was a curb paint mod or something like that. I think it's called curb paint, and it did something to the thrust exhaust, so that was weird. Anyway, so here we go. We are launching the rocket that will be destroying the carrier ship as much as we can. We have, how many missiles do we have? 8. Yeah, we have 8 missiles. Cool. It was pretty fun actually shooting down the carrier ship. I know a lot of you guys like that kind of stuff, so I figured this would be quite productive by destroying the carrier ship. Maybe it's not very productive, I don't know. Anyway, getting there was quite easy. Yep, time skip. Save the boring parts. But here we go. There it is. Targeting acquired. I missed so many times while I was trying to shoot, and I kept on going back to the save file, just restarting this thing to make sure that I'd get the best shots onto this carrier ship for you guys to see. I got some good ones, and I'm just zooming out, trying to get a nice close-up view, and fire. And guess, am I gonna miss? Yep. It's gone now. I had a lot of those kind of shots. Unfortunate. And we missed that one too. That was pretty close actually. And it looks really cool. The curb paint mod allows you to color things. I got that from an idea from a YouTuber. I think his name is Mark something. It's got a weird name. Anyway, we got it from him. Some guy who just colors his jets and stuff. So I figured why not just make something cool. And that was an awesome shot. And it didn't really do too much damage. Because as you may know, when we hit this carrier ship, we have to hit it in excess of 80 meters per second in order to actually do damage. Because a lot of the parts they have an impact tolerance of 80 meters per second. So it's quite a solid carrier ship. To my surprise, you could handle the bombardment. I mean, you can still use it after shooting at it for so long. I mean, a few things would be damaged, such as the spy plane that's on the carrier ship. That's the one weak point out of everything, including the engines as well, the rocket engines. Those are the weak point as well. Anyway, nice close-up view, as you can see. Bang! And each time I launched one of these missiles, it sort of pushed me back. It pushed the entire rocket backwards. And fire! Fire! Oh, bombardment. We got many shots in that one. So on top of that, This is the carrier ship that we are going to launch again. I decided to remake it, adjust a few things that I had problems with. And the one thing that I did do by mistake, well, I didn't really expect it, was the carrier ship is actually too big. It is too big. It's not, the size is not necessary for what we need to do. So I've decided to resize it, shrink it a little bit, make it more fuel efficient by doing so, more lightweight. Although I am using the bigger fuel tanks now, the awesome, huge fuel tanks. And on top of that, I won't be using the atomic rocket motors because I've had enough of them. Perhaps it's better to just use more powerful engines. Although the big issue with having real powerful engines instead of the atomic rocket motors is that they are not very fuel efficient, so you would have to... I actually had to refill this thing quite a few times, but that probably saves more time than having to use the atomic rocket motors that take ages. And this here is the testing stage. I'm just testing to see if I can get this in the air, and I was actually surprised. I was like, wow, it can go in the air, yay. That's pretty cool. Although there's basically nothing on this carrier ship anyway. Just a couple of probes in that plane. And here I was being stupid. I decided to press spacebar a couple of times. Pretty much launch everything. And all the probes, parachutes. That's clearly not going to work. And there's a probe. Come back. Yes, it's a good testing stage. Maybe this isn't a very good experiment. Possibly not. Anyway, so our first destination is to go to Ike, the moon around Duna. Now, I think many of you would have heard of the magic boulder by now. And basically, it's an asteroid that is orbiting, or perhaps it might not be orbiting. It's just stationary around Ike. Okay, it might be orbiting, I don't really remember, because I've never actually visited it before. I've seen it in pictures and a couple of videos, but I didn't really notice the orbiting, which is bad. Anyway, I'll include a picture on the screen soon enough. If it's there. Yep, there should be a picture on the screen, and it would show you how the magic boulder looks. But anyway, unfortunately, we're unable to find the boulder because apparently it's been taken out of the game. I don't know why, even if that's true or not. I've just heard rumors about that. I've looked on the forums, so I couldn't actually find it. That's why I had to find that picture for you guys, just to get an idea of what it looks like. But anyway, oh well. That's unfortunate for that mod. Well, no, for that Easter egg. Awesome Easter egg. Perhaps they took it out because of the new asteroids. They're like, who cares about the magic boulder? It's nothing in comparison to these amazing asteroids that we have implemented. That's probably what they were thinking. Alright, well, next Easter egg is to find the SSTV mountain. Now this is an interesting one. This as well has kind of been taken out of the game. I've heard rumors, more rumors. Well, I've seen people talk about it. They've said that basically the SSTV mountain it looks like a pyramid, but it's just a mountain. And when you go on that mountain with a Kerbal or your rocket or something like that, it would play this weird sound, hence the name SSTV. And I will be playing the sound. I got it from the internet, so you guys can just hear what it's all about. It'll be playing soon enough. And whilst testing out these rovers, I didn't test out these rovers on Duna. I tested all of these rovers on the moon. And because of that, I didn't take into... I'm mumbling. I didn't take into consideration the amount of fuel that would be required to get to a specific point on Duna. So I actually decided to join two of those probes so that would have more fuel. And here we are. Here we are. So somewhere around here in this area is this very mountain. And if you do zoom out, you would see like a pyramid, but because of the lighting at the moment, it's hard to see. It's in this general area where the rocket is, or the probe. And it was very hard to find, as all the Easter eggs are. Except for the KC number 2 on Kerbin, because that's so obvious. And here we go. Let's test out the landing. The landing is terrible. This is really annoying. I didn't realize this is going to happen during my tests. Yeah, as you can see, the back wheels are broken. I ran out of fuel. If I did have fuel, I could have made a much smoother landing. Yep. Goodbye. And basically, when I was searching for the actual Easter egg, I found out that we were way off. Like, way too far from the Easter egg to even be close to it. And if I was even going to travel, it would probably take me a couple hours to even get there by this probe. So I decided to just skip that and do something else. And look at those wheels broken. It's unfortunate that you can't fix those wheels. You need a cable to do that. No, I guess that's more realistic that way. And what you're seeing now is just evidence, me showing you guys how I had to refill this thing. I had to do it many times. Many times. Yeah. And this is the lander. And from here I was trying to look at the pyramid, and there it is. This right here, it's hard to see, but basically it's in the middle of the screen right now. And you hear a sound. You guys hear that sound? Yeah. For some reason, as I mentioned, it's not working at the moment in this version of KSP. I got this sound from YouTube, so there we go. Pretty interesting sound, right? Doesn't mean anything, but I don't know actually. It probably means something. A secret meaning. Yeah, probably. And now that I think about it, I'm probably not going to be using the aircraft that is attached to the carrier ship. I put it there for no reason, basically. Because before I actually researched into the Easter eggs, I assumed that there was an Easter egg on Lathe. So I was hoping to be able to fly around Lathe with that jet. But not that apparently there's no Easter egg there. Well, no Easter egg that has been found. Yeah, there's no Easter egg there for now. Maybe there'll be one in the future. Perhaps. I don't know. Anyway. So now we are going to find the Kerbal face. And as the name suggests, it's a Kerbal face. And you should be able to see it on the screen. It's nearby. It's actually quite obvious from high up, because it's bigger than all those rocks that are on the ground. All those boulders. So it does stand out from high up. So if you are going around Duna, you might be able to see it. Might. You won't be able to see it from space, but if you do get close to the land, you will see it. So there we go. And this probe, man, this rover is terrible. I should have tested it more extensively, because as you can see, it just keeps on going backwards. It's upside down. It's a freaking turtle. And here it is. If you're looking right now, this is the Kerbal face. What an interesting face. And yeah. The rover is flying. I actually expected the face to be hollow, like transparent, but the developers actually did something good, so they made it actually real, like something you could bump into. What an interesting face, right? You know what it's missing? The astronaut suit and the body. Nah, Kerbal face is fine. And at this point, I'm just messing around, because this is funny. Like, you crash and you fly. That's really fun. I could do that all day. No, I'm busy actually. I cannot do that all day. I have too many assignments. Of course, that's how schooling is. Anyway, the final Easter egg for this episode on Duna, actually, that we are aware of, is the Curiosity Cam. Yes. So if you may be aware of it, NASA did launch a long time ago, I don't know how many years ago, but a long time ago, a rover known as Curiosity to Mars, the planet Mars. And basically this Curiosity Cam Easter egg is a reference to the rover that was sent to Mars, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. And by the way, some of these Easter eggs, you need to have your graphics settings on high. I don't know why that is, but you just need to have them on high. Okay, because if you have them on default, apparently you won't be able to see the Curiosity Cam, the next Easter egg. So beware of that. Okay, if you want to go Easter egg hunting, you're gonna need high detail, high terrain detail. So just for you guys to be aware. And after a while of hunting, I found it. It's very hard to see. It's more smaller than those tiny rocks on Mars that you can see here. Like, see those rocks, those tiny rocks? It's smaller than that. And it's very thin too. But that's expected because, well, the rover is small. And it's somewhere around here. I knew it was somewhere around here. I did search. It took me a while. I had to reference it with coordinates. I have another KSP profile where I have like ships and rockets and stuff on each Easter egg just sitting there. and that's how I know where everything is. But anyway, this is my impromptu method of having to get to the Curiosity cam. Yep, because I ran out of fuel, or almost out of fuel, so I decided to just roll my way to be a bit fuel efficient. As you can see, it worked. A bit of traveling, and here we are. And damn, let me tell you, this rover, well, this probe, can handle a crash. Like, you can crash it. I crashed at like 40 meters per second, perfectly fine, no scratch, no damage, nothing. And look at this, true love, hence the title name of the video. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Very nice. And you may be wondering where the rest of the rover is. It's gone. It's missing. I don't know. No rover body anywhere to be found. So yeah, I decided to use up the rest of the fuel. Anyway, next episode we will be doing the final Easter egg hunter episode. That'll be episode 5. And yeah, we should be done from there. Perhaps I will try it playing another game to make up for the series. Anyway guys, I do hope you guys enjoyed, and see you next time. Take care.